You guys hear that? Shanasty, 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 Sinead de Vries is in the building!
Was that your big surprise?
Oh
Yeah,
my
that was it.
God.
Did you like that?
You're such a nerd. I love you. That's really funny. Good
Yeah,
job.
yeah,
How many
thanks.
times did you practice that?
I was like chanting it in the car a little bit. I think that we should tell the people because I called you last week or 2 weeks ago maybe, and I was in my car going like Shanasty before you answered, and then we're just saying Shanasty in your car.
Yeah,
I was like,
well,
I was.
you said you started saying it before I answered. You were just saying it into the phone as it was ringing, so it cut off. So all I heard was nasty. So I was like, were you saying nasty? And you're like, I was. And I was like, yeah. All I heard was nasty. I was like, yes.
That's me. Welcome everybody to the Positivity Report here on a Thursday. We're going to try and make this a regular occurrence. Sinead coming on Thursdays to get nasty with us. A little nasty. She's wearing her Sinead jumpsuit, which I dig. I think is fantastic. We got to get some, when the merch store is up and running, we get some Sinead de Vries only apparel.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I definitely ripped this off from Dave Chappelle. You know, that was definitely the vibe of this.
Okay.
But I think I could come up with something really dope.
Yeah.
Jumpsuit in the jumpsuit division, unisex.
I feel like the onesie is like the hot new thing.
Well, I more and more have just started like gravitating towards men's clothing, which is not good because I thought I was a tomboy a couple years ago. It's just gotten to an all new level of being a tomboy, and everyone makes fun of me. They're like, "You're not a real girl." I'm like, I know. So like it's so bad now, but it's also now I buy a lot of unisex clothing, and I think that unisex clothing is sometimes like the dopest because I think girls look really sexy in boys' clothes, you know, as well, or like things that are like more masculine fitting.
Yeah.
And I mean, guys always look hot in t-shirts and jeans, so.
I mean, that's pretty much all I wear. Today I have, so later after this show, I have to run home and do a photo shoot with Amanda with like the baby bump kind of a situation because it is bumping, y'all. It is bumping. She is bumping.
Yeah.
And so she's got one of the Moo Moo photographers who's sweetheart is coming over, and they did like an earlier pregnancy one, and now they're doing some other Moo Moo shoots kind of stuff with the bump. But our daughter's name is going to be Rosie, and this shirt has a rose on it. So everything, if I see something with a rose on it from here on out, like I'm going to be that dad that embarrasses his daughter everywhere. Like every time, soccer game, ballet recital. Hopefully she plays on the LPGA tour. Everything will just have like a rose somewhere on the sleeve, on the shirt.
Well, why do you think I named my son after Harrison Ford? Because that was just more excuses to buy Star Wars things. I was like, oh, you know what? We need to get all the Star Wars. You know, his name is Harrison after Harrison Ford. You know, buy all the Star Wars merch. But he actually watched Star Wars for the first time.
Yes.
Last week. He did not care about it at all.
No?
But we're getting there. Because Christian was like, oh, you know, my girl was 4 when I had her watch A New Hope for the first time. So Harrison just turned 5. And I'm like, okay, well, Christian said his daughter was 4.
See?
So, but yeah, no, he cared about some of it. You know, he cared a little bit more about the prequels, which is a little disappointing. But it makes sense because it's a lot of like you know, crazy characters and stuff.
Okay.
And more like animated looking, obviously,
because
of the CGI. So like it made sense. But I was really hoping he'd like love it, you know.
Jump on board.
He likes the toys, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is he obsessed with animated movies?
No, and I think that's great because remember at one point all he did was watch like logos on YouTube.
Yeah.
He was just like a sucker for advertising from a very young age, and so he's always building logos. He knows all the like theme songs to everything. You know, he'll just like point out random things. He said to me the other day, "You know what my favorite company is?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Jacoby and Myers." I was like,
that's when you know you've been in LA.
I was like, the two lawyers? He's like, yeah, I saw them on the sign. They're lawyers. Daddy said they're lawyers. I was like, Jacoby and Myers. So, you know.
Big time. A lot of people in chat. Thanks for all checking in. You guys can support the show via Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/goodpeoplegpa, and you can super chat here on YouTube. A portion of all proceeds raised here on every single show in the Good People Association do go to charity. This week we are focusing on stbaldricks.org, conquering childhood cancer, stbaldricks.org. We raised a lot of money on Saturday during the live stream for everybody that was there, so thank you all. Okay, before we move on to anything, we have a special surprise for you, and you probably know what it is.
I don't.
You don't?
No, is it donuts?
Nailed it.
I mean, no.
I mean, no, Sinead, you are very on brand. It's like, hey, when you shop for me, you know what to get. When Sinead comes in the studio for the first time, you know what to get.
I'm like the easiest person to shop for. It's like Corona and donuts is the only thing I ever get. Oh.
Or Coronuts.
Damn, you guys, this is amazing.
Listen, there are cronuts in there. Enjoy.
I know,
Yeah.
I saw.
Did you see? Rip
You
it
know,
up.
my birthday's on Saturday.
This we know. I was going to do a birthday thing, but you ruined it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, this is perfect, you know, because it's my birthday.
Happy
on Saturday.
birthday. And happy early birthday,
Thank
January 23rd.
you. I'm going to be 21. It's a big deal.
Are you going to do 21 shots?
Yeah, 21 plus 8.
Did you do 21 shots on your 21st birthday?
I blacked out at my 21st birthday.
Yeah.
I don't really remember. I went to a really random, like, hole-in-the-wall karaoke spot,
Nice.
and it was, like, I was the only one, not even, like, that young. I was the only one under the age of, like, 55. We went on, like, old
Where?
people night.
At the Gaslight in Santa Monica?
No, it was on Riverside here in the Valley. You've never heard of it.
No, I
Trust me, you've
clearly
never
have
heard
not
of it.
heard of it.
We didn't hear of it either. And yeah, it was like everyone was like straight up like 60 or older.
I love
But it was great. I made a lot of friends that night.
I had a girl, as you will at a karaoke bar.
Yeah.
Mark, can you grab just like a couple little plates and perhaps a napkin?
Yes, of course.
I'm off sugar, so I won't be having any donuts.
Oh.
I'm kidding. What? I had like half a
it's like-
Susie cake on Saturday.
Your birthday's coming up too.
Yeah, a week from Friday.
That's
So-
right. We're a week apart.
Yes, 6 days.
Just 1 week.
Oh, wait. Let me put that down. This is the Positivity Report. None of that flipping off
You know
stuff.
how many times I've made that joke?
A ton. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny.
What's kind of funny is I used to work with a girl at a bar when I worked here that was 10 years older than me to the day almost. Like she was the 28th. And now I have another friend who's almost 10 years to the day because
Yeah.
I am old. I am getting old. Sinead, my eyes are just getting more and more swollen every morning. And you know what I've realized is you may be late to a lot of things, but I intentionally try and be on time, but I am so good at putzing. Like I am
I can potter around
incredible.
all day.
This morning I woke up, I was just on my phone standing with like my leg on the bed, and Amanda's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, literally just standing
You
here.
know that's like I don't know if you are a firm believer in astrological signs, but that is it's a big thing with Aquarians.
What, putzing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like super happy just to like, well, like literally could be content. And it's
Yeah.
so true. Like I don't have to talk to Nils all day. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, pottering.
Yeah, totally.
And he's like, I don't know if you've done anything, but I've seen you walk in and out of the room like 47 times.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, I know. Just
I know.
touching things, moving things around. Or I'll do that. I'll just like sit.
Uh-huh.
Like I'll just sit somewhere random, not a chair,
No.
nothing, just
Yeah.
like perched.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, so one of the things that Amanda hates that I do, but I think I mean, I'm the one that cleans the apartment most of the time,
Yeah,
is I
same.
cut up old T-shirts and use them as dust rags.
Oh, so do I. 100% all the time.
See? I hope Amanda I know is not watching because she's getting ready for this
We
photo
made
shoot.
this joke
Have
when we were at David Griffin's wedding. Remember, we're like, we are you guys
Yeah.
except flipped.
Flipped. Yes, exactly.
They both were like, no, you guys can't do that. Remember?
Yeah. What?
They were like, no. And we were like, what? It's
Yeah.
a big deal. And I was like, holy crap, you guys. It's like
Flipped.
looking in a mirror except flipped.
You're my little sister.
Yeah.
Is really what it is.
It's true.
And so Mark Riley puttering around back there as
Yeah,
well.
puttering around back here, but we also have bagels.
Oh, we've got
Sent to us
bagels?
from John Mariano, Bagel of the Month, New York Bagels of the Month Club.
What?
Dang,
Fresh
look at
bagels.
that.
John Mariano,
From New York.
New York Bagel of the Month. Look at that. Cut on my single here, Ikaika. Look at this. Look at that logo. It's kind of, I mean,
He also said that he made sure there was no poppy seeds in any
Oh,
of them.
thank you.
It actually is very aesthetically pleasing to the Positivity Report logo, huh?
I know. Oh, look at the rainbow ones.
Amazing.
Whoa.
Look at all the food on the table today. Guys, this is a
Dang.
huge food day. Speaking of huge food day, did you happen to turn into the hot crock pot yesterday? Did you tune into it?
No.
Have you heard about this hot crock pot?
Okay, I have like a really a visceral reaction to people talking about crock pots,
Wha-
but it's fine. Continue.
No. Please. No, divulge here, Miss
I
Aquarius.
just think the crock pot is like absolutely a trend because if you really think about crock pots, we've all had them somewhere in our house since we
Since
were
the
children.
70s, yeah.
And if you have a convection oven, you've always had a crock pot in your house. It just wasn't in crock pot form.
What's the convection oven? I should know this. I'm a
It's
chef.
like the one that
I'm not.
it super cooks.
Oh,
So it's the same thing as like a crock pot,
okay.
you know?
Yeah.
So I just don't really get it. I think the crock pot's nice if you want to make like a stew or a soup, but like everybody being like, you won't believe it, I made taco meat in my crock pot. I'm like, as opposed to a regular pot? Like, I just don't get it.
Well, I think that first of all, you're insulting the hot crock pot, which is
That's
you're
what
coming
I said.
in hot.
That's why I was like, you should say something before I crap all over it.
You're allowed to crap all over it, but
I love
Sinead,
food, so if it produced food, then I would have loved it. You know.
Look, the people are in the chat. They're like, they're really disappointed with it. They're not. We put yesterday on our Twitch channel, you guys, twitch.tv/goodpeoplegpa. We put disco lights around a crock pot and made taco soup for 4 straight hours as I sultrily talked into the microphone about a hot crock pot.
See, I can respect it for soup. If you're using your crock pot to make soup and stew,
Yeah,
I can
soups and
respect it.
stews.
I just don't like the new way of like people who are like, I only cook in my crock pot now. You know?
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Oh.
It, like,
Are we jumping on a revolution here, Mark Riley?
Literally,
so.
people started. People last year, it was called the Instapot. Not like instant, but like for Instagram.
Oh.
It became like a huge deal.
I must have missed that.
What about the air fryer?
Oh, well, yeah, I know. I hate that too. I hate
So
when
Look at it.
So
Look
you
at it.
you hate
That's pretty cool.
you
Look at
hate restaurant quality wings straight to your face from the comfort of your own home? No.
I mean, I don't.
look.
I love all
You
food.
put sunglasses on it?
And he has a smiley face.
You got a smiley face now? Look, he's got some notes around.
4
I'm
hours.
the hot crock pot. Get hot. Yes, I respect it. Honestly,
It's,
that's the only redeeming thing about the crock pot.
is
you
that
know?
you can make it into a person?
Yeah.
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 Did you want to hear my pun that I came up with?
Yeah, absolutely.
Crock dirty to me.
Oh, that's good. It only works when you say it like that. You know?
I will say, so yesterday we talked dirty with the hot crock pot for a bit, and then I had to run out to Lowe's and Target again.
Oh,
I've been
my
to the
favorite
Lowe's over
places.
here.
Dude,
at
this
least
is the best Lowe's.
100,000.
I already was thinking, I was like, I'm in Burbank. This
I
is a
know.
good excuse. I buy so many plants from Lowe's.
Well, I've been to building this place out. I went to the Lowe's so many times that the woman Cheryl behind the counter at the lumber section, we were on a first name basis.
That's
I was like, Cheryl,
hilarious.
she's like, Josh, great to see you. So I ran over, and when I came back, I started talking dirty again to the microphone, and people were like in the chat going like, whoa, I had my volume on. I totally forgot that somebody was there. And you just start talking, and like the one guy's like, my wife was around, and then just this dirty voice comes on talking
Wait, so
to
you
the crock
just
pot.
left the crock pot on the screen while you went to Lowe's?
Yeah, we just kept it there for 4.5 hours, cooking
dope.
the taco soup.
That's dope.
And
How was the soup?
soup was fantastic.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it's awesome. Next week is going to be a split pea and ham.
Ooh, yum.
That's
That's like
good.
one of my favorites.
We'll save it for you because you're coming in Thursday.
Do it.
Because we do it on Wednesdays.
Oh, do it.
Twitch.tv/goodpeoplegpa.
I love a good split pea soup.
Boom. I made it over Christmas, and my family did not think that there was going to be good, and they all loved it.
Americans kind of freak out about it.
Yeah, because split pea doesn't exactly
Yeah,
sound
my dad's
good,
been
but-
making that my whole life.
So good. Ikaika, the Hawaiian hunk, you threw the paddle up. What you got?
I wanted to know what chat thinks about this idea of having a crock pot crop top.
Crock pot. Crop top. What-
Crock, pot, crock, top.
No,
Crop-
crock pot, crop
Crop top.
top.
Got it.
What do you think?
Like putting a crop top on putting a crock pot on a crop top.
Correct. How do you feel? You're the fashionista, fashion legend,
I mean,
clever
it's
fashion
fine.
fashionista.
I think as long as it is giving me food or being used for anything other than what everybody else has been using it for lately, then I'm okay with it. But,
Okay.
you know, let's not get carried away
are
here.
Crop,
all right?
are crop tops like what the Miami football players used to wear back in the day, where it just like comes up to here?
It's just any shirt that's cropped,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know?
So maybe it just says hashtag like hot crock pot.
Yeah, like hot crock pot across the crop top.
Or you just need to call it a hot crock top.
Oh, see, this is why we bring Sinead on this show.
The crock
for
top.
stuff like this.
The
The
crock
crock
top.
top.
The GPA
Boom.
crock top.
Boom.
And, like, guys wear crop tops, too, now, you know?
Oh, they do?
Yeah. Where have you been?
Well, I don't.
Just trying to grow a human when you've been busy or something?
Sinead, you think I can pull off a crock pot top? Have you seen my body? Have you seen the chest hair that pops out of
Honestly, you are the perfect candidate for a man who would be seen in a crop top at like a family barbecue. Out of everyone in this room, I think you are the most likely.
this? Me?
Yeah, I really do.
I mean, I know I wear loud pants or a loud shirt, but I'm not wearing a crop top.
That's a
Sinead.
real thing these days. Men have been wearing crop
like
tops.
showing their midriff,
Mm-hmm.
Like Rufio.
like Rufio. What a great hook reference! More hook references on this show. One of the more I think it's the best Peter Pan movie ever made. That's just on me. Okay. What do we got? Oh, okay. So today, afternoons, 4:30, Ken, myself, and Amanda. That's our live shows on Thursdays. Then tomorrow, Scott Mance on the Positivity Report. And then tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m. Pacific, Josh Macuga, Daniel Bridgegat versus Amanda Macuga. Our first, if you got to come on and play Josh Macuga. I want to try and maybe get you and Ashley Move on here to compete in Josh Macuga.
Do it.
How's she doing? Do you talk to her often?
Not very often.
Oh
no.
man, I would love to catch up
She's
with Ashley
busy.
Move.
She's like a real adult.
I know she does real jobs.
She's like has a real job.
I know it's wild.
Whenever I'm like, whoa, you're like an adult.
You did it. You did it. I miss Ashley Mova.
Yeah, me too. I miss her a lot. But she also lives like on the west side too, so it's always harder, you know?
Yeah,
It's like we don't run into each other at things
Yeah.
like we would maybe have done because we were like in the same vicinity.
True.
She like, she lives in like Beverly Hills, has
Yeah.
like a real job.
Does
really
real
crushing
stuff.
it.
Ashley Mova. Let's hear it for Mova, huh?
I miss her so much.
I know she was. My favorite Mova story is that she was witness to the day that I almost killed Mark Ellis and Jeremy Johns via hot sauce, and she came up to me as they were like freaking out, and she was like, "Did you know this was gonna happen?" I was like, "I had no idea." She's like, "You're fucked," and I was like, "You're right." So it was a heck of a day. Okay, Sinead.
Yeah.
Let's get to some good news. What
Let's
do you
do
think?
it.
So you watched the inauguration yesterday, I'm guessing.
I sure did.
Did you putter around while you were watching?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I planted some things.
Oh, you did?
I got a couple new plants. I planted while I inaugurated. Yeah. It's true.
You inaugurated some plants.
Yeah.
Did you call any of them like a Joe Biden or a Kamala Harris? You think of a
Well,
pun for
Joe
that?
Biden's already on my wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a picture of him. Harrison's been calling him Uncle Joe for a couple years now, actually. We've had Joe Biden on the wall for a couple years now.
Right on.
Yeah. He's like, is that Uncle Joe on the TV? He thinks he like
knows.
Yeah. He's like, that's Uncle Joe?
That's pretty funny.
And he's like, what's he doing? I'm like, getting inaugurated.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, whoa. Like, he really does probably think it's his uncle.
I'm actively thinking of puns for what your plants could be for political figures.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, let me think about that.
I have so many.
I just don't know. Amanda's favorite plant thing is a peonies, right? And I call them penises.
Yeah.
But because when you say it's like a pianist, right, it comes out really quick. She's like, "Give me some peonies at Trader Joe's." I'm like, "What'd you say to me?" What was that?
Flowers? Her
Yeah,
flowers.
favorite flowers, peonies.
Oh, that's cute.
And then I always get her on Sundays during football season. I try and get her black and yellow, like sunflowers or something. 'Cause
Yeah.
Steelers get it.
I grow my own sunflowers.
Do you really? Do you Do you keep the seeds?
No.
You don't?
I have never done that.
I would think that would be the only reason to do a sunflower, right? Is to keep the seeds.
No, but you're right. Like, it should be.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things from plants that I should be doing.
Because I noticed during pandemic you've been like posting pictures of little peppers that you grew.
Yeah, I grow all my own peppers.
Yeah.
Peppers,
Have you always been like a
radishes.
gardener?
No.
Huh. Just picked it up.
It was like right before quarantine, and then quarantine happened, and then it was like perfect timing because I
Yeah.
started growing, I think, the summer before
Okay.
or the fall before.
Okay.
You know,
Alright.
and then by the time it got to like February, March, and quarantine hit, I'd already been growing for a few months. So it really like kicked into high gear. But I was obsessed with gardening already before that. I became more obsessed with like house plants last year.
Now, do you have, because my mom is a green thumb. She grows
Yeah.
everything. And usually when I call her in the summertime, she just complains about the deer eating her hosta bushes.
Yeah, I have. Man, I got those aphids and those spider
Yeah.
mites and the caterpillars.
Oh,
Did you ever
God.
see that caterpillar I posted on my Instagram
That
story?
thing, I remember I commented on that thing. And
I
then
found a baby one the other day, and I was like,
No.
hell no, we gotta get rid of you because I grow bok choy, and I noticed giant holes in my bok choy.
Oh, man.
And I'm
And
like,
I love bok
this,
choy.
Oh, me too. This
So, yeah.
caterpillar is about to get huge.
Yeah. Do you know what kimchi is? Have you had kimchi
Yeah,
before?
I love kimchi.
Okay, so my
Korean
cousin.
food's my absolute favorite.
Okay,
thing.
so you have to. I will send you the website, and you can use my promo code. My cousin and his wife own a kimchi company
Oh
outside
my
Boston,
gosh.
and I've been pitching this all week, and I'm going to continue to pitch it. It's called Chi Kitchen, chikitchen.com. They have Napa, they have vegan kimchi, they also have a sesame slaw, and they have kimchi pickles that are
I would eat all of it.
bonkers.
All of it. I
will
love
get
kimchi
you
so
and
much.
I'll even put you in touch, and you can promote small businesses, right?
Yeah.
So Chi Kitchen, Akaika Stone and paddle at me. Give me 1 second. Chi Kitchen, okay. They're located outside of Boston. My idea is an annual kimchi festival called the Boston Chi Party.
Oh, that's great. I actually really like that.
Yes, I got it, Mark. We got it.
You did it.
Thanks.
I like
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I've like watched these videos that are mesmerizing of them taking all of like the homegrown cabbages and all the kind of stuff. I have some bok choys in there and kimchiing it. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
Koreans.
tubs.
If there's anything that quarantine and COVID has made me really miss just from not being able to go out is, I mean, I used to love going to Koreatown. We ate there like all the time, at
Korean
least a couple
barbecue
times
is
a month.
incredible.
Korean barbecue. Yeah, miss it.
Do yourself a favor when you get it: kimchi quesadilla or kimchi grilled cheese. Blow
Grilled
your
cheese
mind.
sounds bomb.
Yeah, it's really good. Ikaika, Hawaiian hunk. What you got, buddy?
Sinead, do you have any ferns? Because you can have a Fernie Sanders.
Oh,
That's
that is
good.
good.
That is good. You know, I don't even have a fern. I just got my mom a fern, so
this guy?
maybe.
Yeah.
And looking in chat, Ben Blacklock said Aljo Vera or
Oh.
a Palmala Harris.
Oh yeah, I got a palm. I got aloe
Pamela
veras.
Harris.
I got tons of aloes outside actually. Yeah,
Boom.
that's good.
That
Keep
is
them coming,
really
you guys.
good.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, please do.
I have over 100 plants, so we got plenty of plants to name.
I mean, I kind of want to see. I think we should get maybe for next Thursday. You do a tour of the garden and you can play.
We should do like a jungle.
Yeah,
You know, I'll
yeah.
put on I'll wear this jumpsuit and
Yeah.
make it like
We should
Crocodile
get you
Dundee.
one of the hats. You know what they're called? A pith hat.
A pith
You know,
hat?
like what the guy wears in Jumanji, the first Jumanji.
Do you know what pith is? It's the white skin on the outside of an orange underneath the peel. The
Oh.
part that gets really annoying that you have to pick off.
Yeah.
That's also pith.
Look, guys.
Learning
and,
things.
And here's the thing: we're gonna have a word of the day, and it may not be pith, but Sinead, you're gonna have to guess it. So.
It's just gonna be any
Well,
word.
I get these words of the day from.
Do you give me a hint?
Word Genius? No. Of course
Oh,
not.
so I just pick random words.
No,
that it
no,
could
no,
be?
no. I pick the word, and I
Then you give me hints to guess it.
correct.
Oh, I thought you were like there's a random word. Just start like listing out words. I was like, that's gonna take forever.
Guys, welcome to the Positivity Report. It's just words strung out together to see if Sinead can get it. Thank you all for tuning in. The GPA.fun is our website. We have all kinds of new levels up there. The Bucket Club, the Social Club, and the Fun Club. All kinds of really fun content that we're working on. And a Sinead-only content as well that we talked on the phone for an hour on Sunday night.
I know, I got off
We
the
were like
phone
old
with
high
you.
school buddies.
I know, it's great. I think it's because I was like 2 glasses of wine in too, and I was like, man, that was like the shortest hour-long conversation I've ever had.
Right? Okay. So, Sinead de Vries.
Yeah.
Let's get into some good news. So we already talked about this, but you watched the inauguration.
Mm-hmm.
This Amanda Gorman girl is like
Yeah,
the
amazing.
next big thing, right? I mean, she's amazing.
She's amazing.
She said when she was 17 or 18 that she wanted to run for president in 2036, which would be the first time she can run for president. Yesterday I said Amanda Gorman 2024, but then Twitter quickly corrected me that you can't run for president until you're 35.
Yeah, 35.
So I'm clearly in the running for that.
I'm not an American citizen, so,
You're not?
and I'm not American born. So even if I was an American citizen,
See, I think that's a dumb rule. If you love America and you want to be president, and you are willing to go through the campaign of running for public office,
Yeah, but I respect the idea of like one being an American citizen.
I get that. You have to be an American citizen.
Yeah,
but
but
if you're not
like-
born in America,
But like the born in America thing, that's a little ridiculous because like you can always become a citizen. You
Totally.
can't go back in time and be like, "Hey mom,
You're not
you
wrong.
know, like
Yeah.
so yeah, but
Okay.
no, I will never be able to run. But maybe Harrison, you know?
see, boom. And if you get married to an American person, oh, but Niels isn't.
Harrison's the
American.
only American in our family. Yeah. Harrison's the only American.
Okay.
We were just waiting to, you know, my parents got their citizenship. My sister got her citizenship when Obama was in office. So their
Yes.
letter, hand signed, came from Obama. And
No
I just
way.
wanted to wait until there was a president that I wanted to sign.
Oh,
You know, because
boom.
I want to
Yes.
keep the letter forever. It's a big deal.
huge
to
deal.
to become an American citizen.
I want to bring on that citizenship test and see how I would do in it.
Oh, it's hard.
I've heard it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
that's a
testing my
fun
mom,
idea.
dude. I was like, "Who's the first president?" She was like, "Abraham Lincoln." And I was like, I was looking at my dad. I was
You
like, "She
failed.
is screwed." Yeah,
Amanda has trouble with historical trivia as well.
it's hard.
My mom, who was a history teacher for 30
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
at the 4th of July for a family picnic every year, does a trivia thing for everybody for like, American history trivia. And Amanda didn't know who fought in the Civil War. She's going to hate that I said that on this show.
Oh, shame.
She's going to hate that I said it. She said, Carmel didn't have education. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a high school. I've
Didn't
seen
have
it.
education.
They have a lot of, it's beautiful. Maybe does like focused on education. Okay, I'm going to rattle off some of Amanda Gorman's, like her Wikipedia, which is insane. Okay, so she was first published at 17. She's 22 years old, by the way. And I said yesterday, somebody had to get her an apple box. You couldn't even see her face. I felt so bad. Get her up there.
She's so like, she's
Oh my
got such
God.
charisma and she's beautiful.
I mean,
What am I knocking?
unbelievable.
Oh,
A
my
dream
wow.
situation is getting her
Yeah.
on the show to just talk to her for 10 minutes.
no,
I
she's so
don't
cool.
care. Okay. Then, so she's published at 17. It kind of goes viral in a good way, right? She's from Los Angeles. She starts working because her mom was an activist. Her sister's an activist. She was born and raised here in LA. Then she gets a scholarship in college, sends her to Harvard. Okay, so she's already done more before 18 than I've done, and I'm 38 years old, going to be 39 in a week.
Yeah.
Okay, she's already done more than that. She then goes to Harvard. She starts writing for the Harvard Crimson. She starts doing commencement speeches for colleges during COVID. They'll Zoom her in. She's graduating college, and she's giving commencement addresses for other colleges.
I mean, I wonder what that's like to just like know when you're that young, like I'm really good at this thing and I also love it. I'm passionate about it and I'm good at it enough that it's not just like I can do it and be done with it. Like
Right.
I can do it and like make a difference.
Make a difference.
It's so crazy, but
Right?
like I mean, you just know. It's like when you see people like that, you're like, oh, you were destined to be.
Thank goodness for people like this.
Yeah.
Because my summer job, I was a lifeguard, and I got fired for eating pizza on the lifeguard stand. So this girl is published poet at 17, and I was fired as a lifeguard. So
Just too busy to care about anybody in the pool because your pizza. What kind
Sinead,
of pizza was it though?
it's just a plain slice from the snack bar. Okay, but wait. There was only one person in the pool, and his parents were there. And I was like watching the kid. It's fine. It was like in the afternoon on like a Thursday.
He's like, help! You're like, hold on.
The pool owner, like manager, comes down. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, right. You're not supposed to eat up here. That's my bad on that one. That's my bad." So meanwhile, the amazing Amanda Gorman is publishing poetry. First of all, the worst grade I got in high school was during every year poetry time. You had to write your own poem.
Ooh, mine were so bad.
So it was always a limerick.
Yes.
It was so
Mine
dumb.
were like couplets.
Totally. And it had a lot of puns in it. Yeah, it was like, Josh is nice. He likes to drink with ice.
I've never understood poetry. I don't think like I'm fine. I am fine to be like, I'm not intellectual enough to get the depth of poetry, you know?
100%.
It's just, it's beyond me.
Yep.
Like somebody could read a whole poem and I'm like, eh? Like I just don't get it.
130,000%.
Yeah.
Removing the poetry segment here on the Positivity Report.
We should have a poem competition.
We should. That's a really good idea. Put it on
We
the
should-
table.
Back on now. Okay, here we
It's
are.
back, it's back.
Immediately we're like, we suck at poetry. We don't get it. What? And then we're like, we should compete. Yeah, no, we should. We should.
I had, so freshman year English, her name was Miss Holman. She wrote on the top of the poem, "This is not poetry."
That's amazing.
She was like, I came up to her after class and I just said, "What is wrong?" She goes, "First of all, it isn't in any it isn't any meter.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the right amount of syllables. You aren't saying anything. You tried to rhyme
just-
orange. Nobody can rhyme orange."
You just wrote words on a paper
On a
and
paper.
said this is my
Said
poem.
it is poetry.
Oh,
was
I
it
always
called?
followed the rules. You
I
know?
tried.
I always followed the rules, but I never got into it. It was like really basic level. Mine were always couplets. Everything rhymed very like poorly.
Boom,
you know,
boom,
it's like
boom.
nursery rhymes.
Well, that's De Vries style. That's the original De Vries style.
Yeah, that's right. And she, like, my teachers all be like, okay, like, thanks for doing the absolute bare minimum. Here you go.
Boom. I will say also, when Shakespeare would start in class, I think it was sophomore year, she's like, all right, so the next 6 weeks is going to be Shakespeare. And there was just an audible, like, from
Yeah.
me. And I was the only one. And like the class, it was like a 40-person high school class. And we turned around and it was like, nobody likes the guy. Nobody likes Shakespeare. You're all lying, okay?
Yeah.
And so she pulled me after class. And then I got a call home. And my mother's a teacher. You call another teacher, you're sleeping in the basement.
Oh, that's
It's
awful. I got
brutal.
calls home too.
Yeah.
But my dad worked for
What were
a
the
law
call-
firm, so, you know. He was like, "Don't worry, we will get you out of this." I'm just kidding.
Your dad comes in, slams a briefcase.
He's an IT professional. Like, he's not a lawyer. That's
Oh
funny.
man. Okay. All right. Then Amanda Gorman goes on John Krasinski's Good News. She meets Oprah. Then her book is in the Library of Congress.
That's wild.
She's 22. Anyway, that's some positivity for the day.
Wild.
Be more like Amanda Gorman.
Yeah, I mean,
think
I've been trying
that's
to
all
write
I
a
can
comic
say.
since I was 4. A comic. It's just a couple of words in a couple squares on a page.
I wrote stories about me bartending. Does that count?
What?
I'm not going to tell you the title because somebody might steal it. It's registered in the WGA as
You
a
might
pilot.
steal it.
It's that good. It's that
might
good.
steal
It's
it.
so good, Sinead, that nobody's going to steal it. All right. Next up on your positivity report rundown. Okay, so I brought this up because I drive past this prison every time we go up to see Amanda's parents. It's a Soledad prison. It's off the 101, and you see a sign that just says correctional facility. And kind of the funny story is Amanda's dad used to, when the sisters were bad, he would drive them to the prison and talk to the guard and be like, "Can we put them in there for a night?" And the guy was like, "Sir, this is not a joke. You can't keep doing this. This is like terrible." It's actually pretty funny. But so
It's so awful.
it's so awful. So at this prison, though, it's amazing. A local school decided to go into the prison and do like a book club with the prisoners. And they, I think that, we all deserve a second chance in life. And if you work hard enough and you kind of paid your dues and you were trying to be a good person, you're trying to find the good, everybody deserves a second chance. And so a lot of these prisoners, some are in there for life, some are in there for just an extended period of time. They started doing this book club. They became really good friends with a lot of these kids, and they raised $32,000 for a student in need. These prisoners raised the money for a student in need to send him to college because he graduated. I think it's just an amazing story.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about how prisons are supposed to rehabilitate you,
Yes,
right? And
yeah.
we've really, I feel like we've totally lost that idea in America, and it's just so sad. And, as much true crime as I listen to a lot of, wrongful convictions, and also just people who are trying to fight the system or got convicted. In California, we have the 3 strikes rule. So 3 felonies means you're in prison for life.
Yeah.
And my ex-boyfriend, his father went to jail when he was 22 years old on a life sentence because he was in a gang and did a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
But he didn't murder anybody. It was like, felony charges can be having a certain amount of money that you've stolen, or robbing of a certain amount in value, or having a certain amount of drugs. That's felonies.
Yes.
It's not like people would think felony is, oh yeah, he's a convicted felon. It doesn't mean you
It's a violent
grand theft
crime.
auto or shot somebody. It's
Right.
it's easy to get a felony charge
Totally.
in California, and
Yeah.
unfortunately 3 of those means that you're in prison for life. So this is you want to see rehabilitation.
Totally.
Look and
Yeah.
see it's possible, and then
Yeah.
pay attention when people are doing it.
See, I think it's, everybody deserves a second chance. Maybe some. Listen, I think forgiveness is one thing.
I mean,
right?
if you're in jail on a life sentence without the possibility of parole,
You've done some bad things.
you've done some bad things. But also, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be part of a book club.
No,
I think it's
agreed.
great for everybody. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you've done.
Yeah, I think it's. Everybody's got their opinions on certain things, and
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I think it's an amazing thing that these prisoners got together and they raised money for this kid's college, and that doing a book club in a prison is
cool.
actually working. It's
that's cool.
rehabilitating people. Try these programs. Just don't give up on people. Giving up on people is what got you there in the first place.
Right.
And then finally, this young kid, his name is Kavanaugh Bell. Okay, he's 8, and he's from Gaithersburg, Maryland. And he was mentioned. He was featured in Biden's inauguration. That the most incredible fireworks display you've ever seen. Amanda said to
Yeah.
me, she's like, "Who pays for this?" I was like, "We do."
I literally was like, oh, look at all those millions of dollars of taxpayer money. My sister started laughing.
Yeah. How about you put all those fireworks into a $2,000 stimulus check? How's that sound?
2,000. Those were million. I'm guessing.
Okay.
Minimum $3 million.
I would probably say
I
that's
thought something was going to blow. I was like, I was watching
was
and
a lot
whoa! But then I was horrified.
Yes.
It was great though.
Okay, so this kid, Kavanaugh Bell,
Yeah.
from Gaithersburg, Maryland. He started his own food pantry. The feature. He's 8.
Yeah.
Sinead, again.
Was he the love is
Yes.
greater? Oh yeah. See, I showed Harrison him. I was like, look at this kid's doing.
Sweet kid. I mean, come on. You're 8 years old.
Yeah.
There are amazing people out there. How could be like this 8-year-old kid? Right?
It just shows because if he's 8 years old and understands that people are hungry, that
Yeah.
means that he's already either been exposed to it or he's been taught the right way,
Right.
brought up the right way to know that, like, look, you know, if
Other
you
people need our help.
by the time you realize that other people are less fortunate than you and that's like your first day of school, you
Yeah.
know, that's not a good thing.
No.
You know, you don't have to be like, the world is dark out there, kids, but like, you can't expose your kids to other things. And clearly, kid's 8 and he's so well spoken too.
I know. Amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I lost my train of thought. Good hosting job, Josh. That was fantastic.
Sorry, we'll work on it.
I was going to say, Mark, has anybody thrown any super chats or Streamlabs? I know sometimes in the morning people are just ready to just have some good news. Is our stream going down? Has the stream been bad?
It looks good, and
okay.
everything
Maybe
is
it's just my
on
computer.
track here, Josh.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for the update.
Mhm.
Ikaika Hawaiian Hunk, how you doing over there, buddy?
Pretty
Sinead,
good.
you haven't had a donut. Were you waiting till after we're off the air?
Well, because I never wear lip gloss. I always wear like a balm,
Oh,
but I put gloss on
oh no.
for you guys,
Whoa.
and now I
Thanks.
can't eat a donut. You're welcome. Now I can't eat a donut because it will be all over my face.
Guys, I think you're missing the headline here is that it's we're gloss worthy. Okay?
Yeah, you are gloss worthy.
We're
That's
gloss
how
worthy.
I took it.
Yeah. Find the gloss, everybody.
Yeah,
Find the gloss.
Find
Felt
gloss.
good.
It feels fantastic.
Felt positive.
But it smells so good.
I
I've
know
been, like,
it's real, and these bagels too. We
Yeah.
got to get some cream cheese. This bagel of the month club, we are going to be huge, and not like numbers huge, like weight big. That there. All right, are you ready for the dad joke of the day?
yeah.
Okay,
I
so
love a good dad joke.
I mean, I'm kind of born and raised on him. My dad's the king of the dad jokes. I intend with all my heart to continue that tradition with my daughter. I can't wait to like go to one of like hanging when she's a teenager and be like, "Hey girls, did you hear about the
I mean, that is me, my sister, and my dad.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? I told this one the other day. This was a couple days ago. Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? Great food, no atmosphere.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, Amanda sent me this one yesterday. That's my bad, guys. Send in some dad jokes. I want to read some Twitter dad jokes. Again, hashtag at Positivity Report, hashtag at Find the Good, at Good People GPA. Shout out to Luke Alden, who's running our social media. He's doing a heck of a job. Okay, Amanda sent me this one. I always buy my weapons from a guy named T-Rex. He's a small arms dealer. Get it? T-Rex? You like that? Can we get a
good.
laugh track?
That's it. That's a good dad joke. I'm laughing inside.
I was laughing so hard inside. How dare you assume I didn't laugh?
Can't you see my soul is smiling?
Guys, T-Rex, he's a small arms dealer.
Literally everybody in the building got it.
Okay. Your word of your day, Sinead. I'm gonna start with an easy one for you.
Okay.
The word is exact. It's a verb, though. The verb exact.
Okay.
What does that mean?
So to exact something,
Yeah.
well, let's break this down. So we have like an exacto knife, right? Is that based on the verb of exact?
I think that's
To exact something, well, enact is to. So I'm thinking the ACT act is probably means along the lines of
You're
acting,
you're an actress.
doing something,
Sure,
you know.
sure.
So exact.
Are you
guess-
messing with me here?
No, I'm not. I'm really trying to break this down. Can I have the language of origin, please? No, I'm just kidding. I was just joking. Exact. So to do something with absolute precision.
That's pretty close. Listen, I want to give that to you. To call for forcibly or urgently and obtain, like to exact revenge. Like I'm going to exact revenge. I'm going to grab it. Or to call for a necessary or desirable. To call for as necessary, desirable. So like exact revenge. I'm going to exact my teeth into this bagel with like forcefulness.
Yeah, but like
urgently
nobody
obtain.
says that, you know.
I know, but
Exact revenge is good though. I have heard people say that.
Yeah, an exact revenge.
I need another example for it to fully make sense, because like
Here.
exact revenge is just like, just to like, I promise that I'm gonna get my revenge. But
Yeah.
like, what is the actual action of exacting something?
So exact derives from a form of the Latin verb exigere, meaning to drive out, to demand, or to measure. Examples. The choice between forgiveness and revenge is an age-old tale. Amy March burned Joe March's manuscript out of spite after her older sister wasn't sympathetic to her in Louisa May Alcott's Little Women. Stephen King's Carrie used her telekinetic powers to exact revenge on her high school classmates who bullied her. Get it?
Okay, so it's not just like, okay, yeah, I got it.
Boom. All right. Next up here as we wind down the show, thank you all for being here. My question of the day yesterday is, you're a skeleton, what's your name? It's my question of the day. And I was looking for the best response. And their best response came in the form of Mick Rib. M-I-C-K-R-I-B. Mick
Oh, that's good.
Rib.
That's so good.
Right? There was a lot of really good ones. There was somebody that did like Robert Isaac Bennington III, Bennington Sr., which is ribs spelled out.
Yeah, that's good.
You got that one? But yeah, my favorite was Mick Rib.
McRib is good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Guys, check out that question of the day at Josh Macuga. I'm going to tweet it out. Last night on Jeopardy, Sinead, oh, man. This guy, Dinesh, he was a one-day winner. Near the end of the game, he's tied. He's tied with the guy that eventually won, a lawyer that went to the University of Michigan. Dinesh gets the daily double late. He has $15,000. The other guy has $15,000. He gets the daily double. He bets 10 grand on the daily double. Gets it wrong. Other guy runs away with it. I mean, what are you thinking?
Yeah, that's always like interesting to me. Maybe some people go into those things and be like, well, I did it. I made it. I'm here.
You did it.
Like one on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's like you either can get this right and reach $500,000, or you walk away with $6.
Yeah.
And people are like,
Give me the
I'll do it. And then all of a sudden they leave with $6, and I'm just like,
I know. Or do you ever watch The Wall, where they drop the balls into the money and you can like walk,
no,
or like
I saw that trailer though.
Deal or No Deal?
Yeah.
Man.
But I think that has to be the mindset, because you're like, I came this far, I might as well see it through.
Rip it up.
I think I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Just take the money and run?
No,
Or go
I would
for it.
probably just go for it.
You can't. You did it.
Yeah.
You're there.
I mean, it sucks
I
that he
know.
lost that. Why did he bet so much?
I don't know. It was ballsy.
At least bet just half.
I mean, even 5,000, he still would have been in the game.
Yeah.
5,000, he takes that big up. Anyway, and the final Jeopardy.
Dinesh.
The final Jeopardy was pretty easy too. It could. I mean, it's Don Ash. All right, you guys want to watch some videos that make us smile? You ready for this, Sinead? Okay, so up on that screen, we're gonna get some videos that make us smile. The first one, Ikaika.
Whoa, that's loud.
Hey, that's a little loud. Mark, how's everybody feeling in the chat? Is everybody enjoying the show?
Everybody's just
Great
so
to see
good.
you guys. Oh, the prince that wasn't promised, he said, I wrote in Pelvis Presley, which was a close second.
Oh, Pelvis Presley's good.
I like Pelvis Presley a lot. Thank you all for. Okay, so this is. Listen.
Why is it so loud?
You're running tech over there, big cat. Just mute it. Can you mute the video and just mute the song, play the video? All right, so this guy's driving by, and that is a beaver, Sinead. That's a beaver just pulling a log down the street.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that adorable?
That is adorable.
Everybody stopped. Let the beaver take his log. He's making a dam.
Dude, yeah, that is the most like cliched thing
I
ever.
know.
That's why it's funny. He's like, yeah, I'm a beaver. Yes, this is a log.
leave me alone. I'm trying to make my dam.
Exactly what it looks like. When you pictured a beaver, you pictured them making a dam, and that's what we're doing.
Exactly. Look at this guy. He's like, okay. When you see like my wife sent me out to get a log, I'm clearly getting a log.
That's
Leave me
funny.
alone.
It's like the Flintstones. It's like you look at the beaver, he's like, it's a living.
It's such a big log, too.
I know. And you wonder how far away the creek is.
God, I really hope it's on the other side of that road.
I know. I want him to get to that creek so
Yeah.
bad. God, I hope somebody help. Have you ever seen a beaver in the wild? That was inappropriate, but you know what I mean. Like, have you ever seen like an animal beaver in the wild?
No, I don't think I have.
I haven't either.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, in Illinois, we used to have like a fox that was always in our backyard,
Oh.
and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And until other people were like, no, there's fox like always in my backyard. I'm like, whoa. So I bet for some people that's like really normal,
Seeing
you know?
beavers.
Yeah.
I
We just got in LA, we just got rats.
and
And raccoons.
Fruit rats.
The raccoons, dude. They
they're-
think they're dogs. I
I know.
swear. They'll just walk right up to you.
They're
I'm
hanging
like,
out.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
You are confused.
Have you heard about the epidemic of the raccoons
Yes.
in Central Park?
Oh,
They're
no, I
like-
was going to say raccoons as pets. I heard about
Oh,
that
I'd heard it.
epidemic.
Yeah, I used to follow this this Instagram account called Pumpkin the Raccoon.
Yeah.
And one day I was thinking, man, I haven't seen Pumpkin in a while. And then I said it in my brain, and then all of a sudden they posted, "We've lost our poor Pumpkin."
Oh, that's sad.
Pumpkin
I was
died.
listening to Redneck News the other day, and it was they were talking about a raccoon story, and I think it was in Alabama or one of those states, and they were
One of
like, the newscast was like, the pet raccoon, and yes, it is legal. You can actually have up to 5 pet raccoons, and that was the funniest part of the entire the story. Not what the raccoon did, which was also awful, but the fact that you can have 5 pet raccoons. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, just get a cat.
Yeah. I mean, raccoons are pretty. The cute thing though is they got those little hands.
Until they hiss.
Yeah.
There was one stuck in my ceiling when I was in Illinois, and I woke up in the middle of the night because I heard something, and then all of a sudden my ceiling went, and I screamed.
course you
And
did.
we turned the light on, and it was like a line, so we had to get it. It first of all was massive. It was
Yeah.
like a baby dinosaur, and we had to get it out with the cage because you had to
Oh, yeah.
lure it in. So my dad put it on, and then just the amount of dirt that was underneath the cage once we let it go and moved around. Raccoons are so gross.
Yeah, they're pretty dirty.
Yeah. Cute though, but
But
gross.
adorable. They got those little hands. Okay, let's go to our next video, Ikaika, the Hawaiian hunk. This one, I mean, the beaver, he's just great.
Aw,
This is
the
just a
song.
dad playing with his baby. I figured this would probably be me. Ikaika sent me this. He said, "This is you."
Oh my gosh.
He's doing a workout with the kid while the other little kid dances too. See, this is, this is probably going to be me.
Yeah, you kind of have to do things like this though.
Yeah.
You know?
What was the first year like? Listen, last night I was taking trash out and I got this overwhelming sense of anxiety about having a
yeah.
child. I think it's
It's
finally starting
horrifying.
to hit me.
The first year is horrifying.
Yeah.
The first 6 months is horrifying because you just are so aware of their vulnerability.
Yeah.
This thing is so reliant on you.
Yeah.
And it is so scary. So it is terrifying. But it's
Sinead,
easy.
really, you're one of the first friends that has kind of just set it to me straight. 'Cause everybody's
mean-
like, "Oh my god, it's so magical," and you're just like, "It's
It's
terrifying."
not. What is magical about it? You're scared. You're scared all the time. You're
All the
scared
time.
all the time. And granted, I had a baby out of wedlock. Wasn't planning on it. It's a little bit different.
No big deal.
Let's be real. I wasn't like, I've been planning on this my whole life. I was like, I'm 22. I barely brush my teeth twice a day. What am I doing? Yeah.
If you guys have never heard the story, Sinead, I texted Sinead. He was like, "Hey, do you want to come on Between the Sheets?" I think it was at the time. Maybe not the Josh Macuga
I was like,
show.
ooh, this is probably a good time to tell him.
Yeah, you're like, "So I just had a baby, so I can't I'm not going to do anything for a little bit." And I was like, "Wait, what?" You had the most hidden secret pregnancy
I
of
was
all
just,
time.
Well, it was horrible. Granted, my situation was different. Also, Harrison had a 5% chance of survival,
Yeah.
which is something I rarely talk about. I've told you guys, obviously.
Sure.
But he had a 5% chance of survival, and then he was born with a horrible clubfoot.
Oh, poor little guy.
So there's all of it was just a nightmare from the beginning for me, and also not that I don't love my kid, but I wasn't planning on having a child, obviously,
yeah.
at that time. Nils and I had been together for 8 months at that point. We barely knew each other. I never even met his parents or anything. I was like, whoops, sorry, you're stuck with me forever. But yeah, no. So it was one of those things. And so, yeah, no, it's different because when you're planning for it and ready for it, I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
But all I know is that at some point I did become ready for it. It took a while. I didn't see my kid and wasn't like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. I was like, wipe that thing off. Cut that thing, then wipe it, then give it back to me. Things are different for me.
Yeah, no, listen.
But it's
You're
still
not
scary.
wrong.
It's still
yeah,
scary.
I'm scared. I'm excited, but scared.
Yeah.
And I'm.
You have a good excuse, though. That is the greatest thing. I still use Harrison. I'm like, ooh, sorry.
Yeah.
I can't. I got the kid. He's playing outside. He has zero care in the world.
Nothing.
But I use him as an excuse. I'm not kidding. Nobody knows how much I use that kid as an excuse.
I can't wait till he's older. He's such a sweet little kid. My mom used me excuse all the time. She's hilarious.
He's like, Mom, I was watching YouTube. You said you didn't plan on me. You didn't love me. Just kidding. I love that kid so much. He's the best.
Sweetheart and great head of hair. Just an amazing.
Oh my
hair.
God.
Those
It's
curls.
unfair. It's so
Really
unfair.
is. All right, we got one more video and then we're gonna get out of here. Yika. This one got me.
Echo Carlo Valentin.
So his 16-year-old son died in an accident, and the donor sent him a gift. Yeah, sorry, Mark. And you can't even say it. And he got this. It's best dad ever. It's got his heartbeat in it. It's his son's heartbeat.
Oh my gosh. That is, poof. What are you doing to me? Jesus Lord. I'm not supposed to have a soul, Josh. Oh my God. That is so sad.
That's a tough one.
But that is so sweet.
I know, right? There's
Are
happy
you
tears.
an organ donor?
I am, of course.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me about that the other day, and I was like, yeah, I don't even know if it was even a question.
Yeah.
I totally understand that some people like have
I get
different
it.
thoughts about it, but when you see things like that, you're like, oh, like that's really cool, you know?
I mean,
Of like it's like a miracle out of tragedy.
yeah. I mean, I think all my organs are good, probably except my liver. I would maybe.
Ooh, yeah, no.
I would maybe just like put that one on the side. Just
Yeah.
call that, put it out in the Hall of Fame and say
I'm like,
it had a
I'm
good
like, I
run.
wear contacts. So maybe my eyes aren't that great.
Yeah.
Liver, no.
I think my kidneys are probably great. Maybe pancreas. I don't know. Can you do pancreas things? I know my
Yeah, you obviously like if you can like gallbladder things like that, like
tendons, all the tendons and stuff.
those are
from your
things
body.
that when I had got my appendix out, but it was like a fluke. They didn't even need to take it out. They just took it out on accident.
Yeah.
But sounds so ridiculous saying that out loud, but it's true. It's true.
Boom.
But yeah, no, things like that. There's so many things that we don't think about.
Tissues.
Yeah, like for Harrison's foot surgery, after the first like surgery failed, what they ended up doing was they kept trying to stretch his tendon out, which sounds gross, I know, but after they tried to stretch it out, his Achilles, it didn't work. So what they did was they took another tendon and basically elongated it because they're like, oh, it won't stretch because it's just there's nothing there. It's just a shorter tendon. And I was like, whoa, like science.
Science,
you know?
man.
So
Science.
things like that, Harrison wasn't able to walk and up until last year.
Does he and his foot's good now? Everything
That's
is good.
great. Yeah, but he could never walk properly until he got that second surgery.
And now he's running around like.
Now he's it's like you would never know that kid. We went through hell for 4 years. Like it's amazing,
Science.
and that's just like one doctor had the idea of being like, well, that didn't work. Maybe it's because of this. So you never know. That's really cool though.
The
How
next
sweet.
Harrison Ford. Sinead de Vries, you're the best. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you maybe next Thursday. Are we thinking Thursday? Because we haven't solidified a schedule yet. But
We
we're
haven't.
thinking-
I don't know about next week, to be honest with you.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But-
it'll be. It's just end of January. Was like pretty much set. There were a
Okay.
couple of days, but
No worries.
starting February
Okay.
is when there's nothing set.
Yeah. And when I have a kid, maybe you want to guest host. If you're into it, if you're into the idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I'm going to have to take some time off.
I thought you were
depending
gonna say
on-
when I have a kid, maybe you want to babysit. I was about to be like,
No. No. Mark Riley's on that one.
feel free to take Harrison if you want to
I'll
get
do it.
used to what it's like in 5 years. You know.
Listen, my brother's got 4 kids. I've been around the maelstrom.
Oh, yeah,
I
you got
get
all
it.
those little nieces,
Yeah, and my sister-in-law's, there's 4 over there, so it's mayhem.
Yeah,
It's
you guys are gonna be
always
great.
mayhem.
You're gonna be totally fine.
Amanda's like born to be a mom. She's,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Do you want to do your classic plug? That's socianate.com. That's socianate.blog.
Yeah, sure. I'm on Twitter and Instagram and everything else at Sinead de Vries, and I'm at thatsocianade.blog.
Boom. I'm Josh Macuga. That's GPACharity. Mark Riley, also here. Thank you all for joining us here on the Positivity Report at the Good People Association. We're here every single day, 9 a.m. Pacific. Tomorrow, Scott Mance, we're going to break down some of the movies of 2020 that maybe nobody saw because nobody had theaters to go to. But he's a ball of positivity and a ball of energy, and I'm very excited to have him on the show. Thank you all for joining today at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, the afternoons with Josh, Ken, and Amanda. Tomorrow, Jeopardy at 4 p.m. Pacific. So much more planned for you guys here at the Good People Association, the GPA.fun, twitch.tv/@goodpeople or /goodpeoplegpa, @goodpeoplegpa, and all the social medias. I'm going to run out of breath here. Thank you again for being here. Find the good, stay positive. Remember, it's a lot easier to love than hate, and we will see you tomorrow.